Hello guys, you are welcome to Dr. Mo's blog. By the way, happy International Women's Day to everybody, to all the people, all my friends out there. Today we're going to be discussing a very interesting topic, and the topic is autophagy. And the reason why we are discussing autophagy today is because today is the beginning of my own autophagy week. 1 week every 2 months where I force my body into autophagy. Now, what is autophagy? Autophagy is an interesting natural mechanism by which cells are able to mark out old proteins, old organelles, dysfunctional enzymes, break them down into their component parts, and then recycle these parts to produce functional organelles, functional cellular enzymes, and other cellular materials. Now, what is the necessity for this natural mechanism? Usually, in nature, during the time of plenty, the cell just guzzles up all the nutrients it can guzzle down. It doesn't bother to clean up after itself, and it tends to leave a lot of clutter around the whole place. It doesn't even make time to repair old and worn out organelles. It doesn't make time to clean up and do all the stuff. So it just continues to guzzle down nutrients. It knows very well that a season of famine or lack will follow the time of plenty. And during this time, it will go back and call in the cleanup guys, which are incidentally are called lysosomes. They will come up and pick up all this clutter, all these old enzymes, all these old materials, all these old organelles, break them down into their component parts, and recycle these component parts to make a slim, fit, brand new cell that is ready for the next season of plenty. Now, this process of period of plenty and period of lack, which causes the body to go into autophagy, is necessary for a healthy cell and a healthy lifespan in animals. The reason being that if periods of plenty are not interspersed with periods of lack, and if autophagy does not occur, the cell soon becomes so cluttered up with old worn out structures, with waste and debris and metabolic debris, that it becomes dysfunctional and may die. Okay, in the nerve cells, if autophagy does not occur periodically, the cells will, the person is likely to go into dementia early, because electrical signals may not be transmitted as effectively as when autophagy has occurred. So that is why it's essential for me to go into autophagy once, at least 1 week every month, because I am living in an urban setup and these periods of lack no longer occur. I can afford to eat 3 square meals and even more snacks in between throughout the year. And so there is no intervening periods of lack that will cause my body to go into autophagy. For this reason, it is good that people living in the urban area, should simulate these periods of lack. And when we simulate these periods of lack, our bodies will now go into autophagy, we will recycle old materials, and our cells become trim and fit and new. So how do we achieve autophagy. I have an aid memoir for this, and the aid memoir is simply FEDS. So if you want to achieve autophagy, just call the FEDS in. FEDS, the F in that acronym stands for fasting, some form of fasting, either dry fasting or water only fasting, or some form of calorie restriction or time restricted feeding, in which maybe you fast for about 20 hours and eat only within a 24-hour window. If you do this effectively, you might drive your body into autophagy. So F is for fasting. E is for exercise. Now, it's also been found that relative cellular hypoxia will drive the cell into autophagy. So when you do vigorous exercise and there is a cellular hypoxia, this also simulates lack and therefore pushes the cell to go into autophagy. The third one is called dietary manipulations. So in dietary manipulations, there are known substances or food phytonutrients that are known to aid the body into autophagy, especially in synergy with exercise or even without exercise. And so when you want to go to autophagy, you can upregulate the consumption of these foods. Now, some of these foods which I'm going to list will include things like spermidine, which you get mainly from fermented foods, nilobutine, which you can get from the from the peel of citrus fruits, particularly lime fruit. You have epigenine, which you can get from parsley. You have luteolinidine, which you can get from the sorghum bicolor leaves and other plants. You have methylene blue, which is an artificial agent, and you have taurine. And also you have curcumin, which you get from turmeric. So these substances are all believed to upregulate autophagy inducing genes and to bring the body into autophagy. So by increasing your intake of these substances during the period that you want your body to go into autophagy, you are likely to succeed. The third, the S in the FEDS is supplements. Well, it's not easy to get all these materials by dietary means alone. So sometimes it is more convenient for you to take supplements. So supplements are available for epigenine, supplements are available for spermidine, supplements are available for nilobutine, and of course there is turmeric where you can get your curcumin all the time. So these are the things that you can do. So the acronym is FEDS. Now, as I said earlier on, this week is my autophagy week. And what I do is that I start the first 2 days of autophagy week with a water only fast. So during this period for 48 hours, I do not eat anything and I go off beer consumption. The only thing I take are substances with water which are known to stimulate autophagy, like coffee, like green tea, like parsley leaf tea, sorghum bicolor leaf tea, and all the gamut of phytonutrients that I mentioned earlier on. I usually make them as a cocktail into one drink, which I carry around. I carry about 3 liters and go around with it to my workplace and all that. I drink only that for the first 2 days. Now, after the first 2 days, I begin a regimen. Of course, during these 2 days, I do limited exercise, so that I do limited exercise during the time of fasting. Then in the next 5 days, I go into what is called time-restricted feeding. During this time, I starve myself for 20 hours and eat only between 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. daily. I also consume a large amount of fermented food, such as kraut and fermented soya beans and sprouted soya beans, which contain a lot of spermidine. I also take my cocktail of beverages, which I listed earlier on, and then all these ones will in synergy with exercise and the time restricted feeding will now help to bring my body into autophagy. Now, how do I know? I don't use any supplements, by the way, because I know that I can get all these phytonutrients in sufficient quantities, like nilobutane from lime peels, pigeonine from parsley, and the whole gamut of this which I boil in one pot as a tea and I drink. So how do I know that I'm in autophagy? One of the things that you will find out when you're in autophagy is at first you will be very weak. You'll notice a phase when you become very weak, and after that, after a short while, you recover from the weakness. Your body temperature will tend to rise a bit, and you may tend to have some acidotic breath. And to confirm that, you can use simple strips to test for ketone bodies in your urine. So I continue this routine till after 1 week, then I come out of it. So with this, I feel that I've gone into autophagy. I confirm that by all these signs which I have told you. And after 1 week, I go back to my normal routine. First, what I almost forgot is that apart from the elastic bands, tension exercises that I do in the mornings every day, during the last 5 days of autophagy week, I will usually walk for about 4 kilometers. Okay, I will walk for about 4 kilometers. So intensification of exercise, intensification of phytonutrients that encourage autophagy, and then fasting. All these things will bring the body into autophagy and will ensure, God willing, that I have a longer lifespan, a longer health span, and retain all my cognitive abilities well into my 9th or 10th decade. Please kindly like this video to help my algorithms, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Thank you very much and have a good International Women's Day. Bye for now. Thank you.